exerting influence prior to when they were born. So, as members of the family of God, we want to cast as long a shadow of godly influence and as wide a shadow of influence as we possibly can. How does that work? Well, let's ask the question. Who was the most influential person who ever walked on this earth? It was Jesus. No question. No question. Jesus today is the most influential individual life on this earth. It is still Jesus, without any question. Now, what was the secret of his long shadow and broad influence? All right? He began his public ministry. He turned water into wine there at the wedding feast, right? And his whole ministry was just filled with miracles. The lame walked, the blind could see, the deaf could hear, the dumb could speak. Oh, here's one who is dead. He brought him back to life. God the Father raised him. This one, he brought this one back to life. Then he took a few scraps of food and he fed thousands of people. He fed them. He fed them. And then his teachings, oh me, the profound words, how to live, how to relate, the teaching of Jesus. This went on for about 3.5 years. Then what happened? He was crucified. His apostles said, oh, no. You need to stay around. You see, everybody wasn't healed. Was everybody healed with Jesus? No. Everybody able to see? No. Everybody lame walk? Everybody brought down the dead? No. Was everybody fed? No. You mean there was nobody left who was sick and needed healing? Nobody left who needed feeding? Oh, no. There were just many, but he didn't do it. His apostles said, hey, stay around. And when he's on the cross, the leaders, the elders said, oh, if you're the Christ, the Messiah, save yourself. The soldiers said, if you're the King of Jews, call some of your forces to get you down from that cross. The thief there hanging on the cross said, look, save yourself, and by the way, save me. Save me. You see, they said you need to stick around. You need to exert more influence. But here's the most influential man who ever lived, and he lived only 3.5 years on this earth. Could it be that his death was the most influential thing he could ever do? It was. Name any problem in the world today. Just pick out one. International problem, personal problem, corporate problem, individual problem, family problem, relationship problem. And I can tell you, if you solve the problem, excuse me, I don't mean to sound preachery, it's just the cold, hard steel facts. If you solve the problem of S-I-N, every situation you can name, you can't name one on the face of this planet, is eliminated. And that's what Jesus did on the cross. It was his death on the cross that became the most influential act in history. Now, here's the question we got to ask. How can my shadow get longer? How can your shadow get longer? How can my shadow get wider and your shadow of influence get longer? How does that work? 2 principles. Stay with me. You got to think just for a moment. Stay with me. 2 principles. First is the Sabbath principle, and the second is the fruit principle. What is the Sabbath principle? Go to Genesis. God created the earth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, right? On the 6th day, he created man, okay? What did he give the assignment to man? He said, you are to have dominion, you're to be stewards, you're to be over the whole earth. We're called to do that, human beings. He said, then you are to be fruitful and multiply. We're to populate the earth. Dominion and be fruitful. That happened the 6th day. Now the 7th day, what happened? God said, you rest. That's the Sabbath. That's now the resurrection day we have on Sunday, the first day of the week. He says you're to rest. Now notice something. Listen carefully. This is interesting. I've never seen this before. I had the idea that we work 6 days and we get sort of exhausted and we rest the 7th day. But that's not the order. It is the first thing that they did was not to have dominion and to be fruitful. First thing they did was have their Sabbath. It's out of the Sabbath comes our work. It is not our work and then the Sabbath. See the order? It's the Sabbath, and then out of the worship comes our work. It's not that we work and work and work and then we have the Sabbath. So we have to begin to lengthen our shadow with the Sabbath principle. And this is explained and enunciated beautifully if you look with me in the Gospel according to John.